Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Programming with a Purpose. In this video I'm going to add the tasks functionality to my Pomodoro app, and here you can basically create different tasks and use a certain focus timer for a specific task. So let's see how it's done. So first, right click and add another model to our already existing model folder with the name of tasks. Here we are going to import SwiftData because we want the data to persist, and I'm going to use SwiftData for it. You can also use core data if you want, but SwiftData is quite easier to use. Now that there is a class with the name of task, we are going to add some of its parameters like name, rounds, and completed rounds of specific type, string and int. After that, I'm going to add an initializer, and the initializer will be very specific to our needs. So this is all about the tasks class. Here I am going to add the @model macro. So let's move to the settings model. Here I am making a change that I've previously made and mentioned that it shouldn't be multiplied by 2, the rounds value. So I'm updating it here. After that, I am importing SwiftData inside my Pomodoro app.swift file. And here I am going to add a model container with the name of the class that supports SwiftData. So it is basically task.self. So this is all for the SwiftData setup. After that, we can simply use the context to insert, delete and update values. So here I am again creating another view with the name of tasks content view. This is basically the view that will be displayed at the bottom of the screen that will display all of the tasks along with their rounds that are specified by user. So now we are going to create some of the variables inside our tasks content view. So the first one is @query that will basically query the SwiftData and return us all the tasks inside the object of task array. Next, we are going to create a single cell that will represent basically our data inside a single task. So each cell will contain basically an 8 stack, and there will be a button that will be a check mark. I haven't added any functionality for it for now. After that, there will be a task name, and then there will be total rounds completed over the total number of rounds specified by the user. So this is all for the 8 stack. I'm making here all the changes that are required to make our preview work. So basically I need to comment out the container inside the Pomodoro app file and the query variable that I have created inside the task content view. Once these are all commented and I'm going to basically build clean, my preview will become visible so that I'll be able to see whatever UI elements that I'm adding and their constraints, they are being applied properly. So follow all of these steps and write this code inside the tasks content view. So comment out the lines that I'm commenting here to basically enable the preview of our tasks content view. So you have to make changes to these 3 files. And after that, you need to basically build and clean your build so that it will be able to remove all of those older references. There is another error occurring here which basically says that the task class should be basically extend the identifiable type. So for that, we can either make the task class identifiable or we can add an ID parameter here, and we are going to specify the field that is unique to each class, which is name in our case. So it will fix this error. So here I am making the font color to be white, but since our background is white for now, so we are commenting out these lines. But once I specify the background color, I am going to basically uncomment these lines. And after that, there will be another text added that will represent our rounds completed over total number of rounds for each of the tasks. So this is all for the elements of 8 stack. And after adding a background, you will be able to see that how does it looks all of our 8 stack entries. Now right click on for each and embed it inside a VStack, since we want all of our tasks to be added inside a VStack. And after that, we are going to basically add a scroll view to it, and you can see that this view is now scrollable. So basically we are done with the tasks content view. We are going to uncomment the lines of SwiftData inside the Pomodoro app file as well, and inside our tasks class. So we are done with the changes. Now we are going to move to our content view. Now inside the content view, I'm going to basically import the SwiftData framework. And after that, I am going to basically add at the rate of query to basically get all of the tasks inside the task array. Then there will be another variable with the name of index, which will help us to basically get the idea of which of the tasks we are handling at the moment. So we have initialized it to 0. After that, an environment variable with the name of model context, which is going to specify the model context of our overall app will be used. It will help us to basically make changes to my tasks array. And here I am going to also create a state variable of the type bool, which will basically enable or disable our pop-up when we click on the add task button. So here I am uncommenting some of the lines that I previously added to add a headline to the screen. So here the headline will be the name of the task, which we will get from the at a specific index in the tasks array dot name. And I am setting some of its properties, and you can see that it will give us an error if the array is nil. So we need to handle that as well. We need to add a static text in case there is nothing inside the tasks array, which is usually the case when we start up the app for the first time and no tasks are added. So you can see that here I'm setting the variable is task view presented to true. So basically we need to display the tab or the UI that will help us to create tasks using this button. And after that, task content view is basically the scroll view that I've shown you, that I've created previously. It is going to display all of the tasks that we have created so far. And after that, we are going to update the text of session. So how we are going to update it? Basically, we are going to get the completed session value from the tasks array, or we are going to display the session in case there are no tasks at the start of the app. So update the text in this way. And for the total number of sessions, we are going to get the total number of rounds from the tasks array. Otherwise, we are going to display the value from the settings dot total sessions that we are previously showing. So inside content view, we are going to add another if statement, which is basically if task presented is true, then we are going to display a certain UI that I'm showing you how it will look like. So next we are going to move into the next button tapped function, and here we are going to handle basically the tapping of the next button, that in case of tasks added, how it will work. So if the completed rounds are less than your total number of rounds for a certain task at an index, you are going to basically make its completed round is equals to number of sessions that are already being incremented by the logic that we have implemented before. And then in the model context, we are going to insert that tasks index. So we are going to update a relevant task, its completed rounds, if we are going to press the play button. Otherwise, if they are greater than the certain number of rounds, or if the completed rounds are equal to the number of rounds, it means that we are done with the task. We are simply going to move to the next task in the array. So this is a simple check to handle that, and the boundary cases are managed here using if else. Next we are going to set some of the properties, like as focus session will be set to true and the color stroke will be set to green, so that when we move to the next task, we are at the actual position of starting with that task. So this is all the reset functionality that we are going to add here. So here I'm showing you how you can add a custom color here. So you are going to right click inside the assets and rename the color as you want. You are going to click on the any appearance, and on the top icon on the right side to enable the right sidebar. After that, you can basically use the color picker to pick any of the color of your choice, like in the steps mentioned here. And once you are done with it, this is the color that is saved, and you can later use it inside your code. I am going to use it as a background for my task creation view. So here I am creating another view with the name of tasks view, which will basically help us to create a task. So here I am creating a variable with the name of task name, and it is of type string. After that, I am creating another variable with the name of rounds. Both of these properties will be set by the user, so that you'll be able to create a task with the new name and the number of rounds we want to specify. And is view presented will basically make this view visible or invisible, and it is of type binding. And then there is an environment variable model context to update the tasks that can be used here. Now after that, I am going to basically start updating the view of my tasks view. So first we are going to add a text field that will help us to enter the task name. So the text is what are you working on, and the text basically attachment is here with the variable name task name. So here I am basically enabling the preview by adding a dot constant true value with is view presented. Since it is a binding variable, we need to provide its value to make this preview work. And this is basically the font that is set for this task. So you can disable the autocorrection here as well, because user can type any type of name. It might have a typo, or the user can customize it according to his or her needs. Now the next UI view is basically a stepper, which will help us to increase or decrease the number of rounds. So here you are going to update it inside the variable rounds. The value will be the $rounds variable, and here you can set it between 0 to 10 values, and the step is basically 1. And you are going to add padding with each of the elements so that it becomes properly visible. Now there will be an 8 stack which will contain 2 buttons and a cancel button with an OK or save button. To see how it's done, follow all of these steps. So you can see here we are getting an error. So to fix that, we need to basically adjust the closing braces. It was an issue with the bracket that we have added previously in the V stack. We have closed it early than required. So here we are going to add the background. We have set all of these properties, and once we have adjusted the brackets, the errors will be gone. And after that, I am going to show you the effect of the padding, why we are going to add it on the H stack. If we are not going to add it, how it will look like. So I am going to basically comment and uncomment the line and display you how it works. So follow all of these steps. So you can see here how the background looks like. So after that, we are going to write two functions, one to handle the clicking of the OK or save button, and another one to handle the clicking of the cancel button. In both of the cases, we are going to set the is view presented to false. So basically we want to hide this view once OK or cancel is clicked. And the other step is basically inserting the task inside the model context to update our SwiftData with the updated data of the new tasks that are created using this view. So this is all for our tasks view. So now we are going to move back to our content view, and we are going to find the line where we have added if task view presented. So when it's presented, we are going to get the tasks view to be displayed on the content view, and is view presented will be basically mapped to is task view presented inside the content view. So when it's done, we are going to build the app and play the code. And this is the previous code that I have played. So I am going to remove this app so that new data can be created. But you can see that the persistence of the data due to SwiftData is there. So here is a small issue that a crash occurred. This is due to the reason that there is nothing inside the tasks. So we are going to add a check here on line number 175 inside the content view as well. So now you can see that I've played the code and I am basically iterating over the number of sessions. So here I'm going to add a session which is basically a coding task with 2 sessions. So you can see that I can iterate over it, but the title is not visible. The title that we wanted to add on the top of the screen is not visible. So we are going to fix it inside the content view. So we have added the text of this title at a wrong place. We are going to move it from Z stack to the nested V stack and it will start working. So you can see now it's working, and now I'm going to add here a task name which is basically video editing. And you can see that when I play the next button, the sessions are going to iterate over the next task. And you can also play the task to record the focus time of each of the tasks. Here I am playing the break of the video editing task. After that, I'm going to add another task to show that the scroll view is working at the bottom of the screen for the task's content view. So it is working. So here you can pause it, and this is all for the run of the code that we have added to add and update tasks inside the Pomodoro app. So this is all for the video on the Focus Booster or Pomodoro app. I hope you have learned something from it. If you are liking this series or any other content on this channel, do not forget to share these videos with your friends and community, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. If there is anything you want in these videos to change, or you want something to be added to these videos, do post in the comment section, and also let me know what you have learned from this series and the habit tracker app series as well. Both of these are productivity apps, and I hope you enjoy making them using SwiftUI. And thanks for watching.